Welcome back. I'm Zoe or Sophia, and this is Divinity Within Me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Now, guys, I apologize. There's been so much jumping and running and bouncing around. It's been a bit difficult to deliver you messages, and yeah, you guys are just privy to a bunch of what's happening in my actual personal life, and I want to give a shout out and uh, gracefully, consciously, um, humbly say thank you for all of the support. I am seeing that I have a large world support, even from comedians that I love and different people that are out here sharing and passing the messages and seeing them, wearing the camouflage and sporting the numbers and doing all of it. Um, I see you. I see you and I appreciate it. So I know I'm being heard, and I know that there is people that, there's many people like us, like the collective, that is out here and they're not afraid to speak up and to speak on things that need to be discussed. And I'm sure everyone can really appreciate that, the fact that we can actually share information, the fact that we're in this information era, and that there is people that are sharing valid information and not just fake news. So for that, I thank you and I'm grateful and I have a lot of gratitude towards that. Let me make sure. I wish I didn't have to wear the headphones, but I need to because the mic on this device is broken. So let me see. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me actually. One moment. I've attempted to start this so many times. So one moment. Okay, you can. Okay, that's important. So you guys can hear me. Not a lot, and I apologize for that, but you're gonna have to listen up, or maybe put on your own headphones, or um, figure it out. I apologize for any of the background noise. As I still don't have my own personal space, as I'm still space stationing. Um, you're gonna have to be okay with whatever's blowing or floating or driving around in the vicinity. So, anyways, today, guys, we're gonna do cards, okay? And live and direct. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. And we're gonna see what they have to say. I've met some really cool people that do awesome energy work and just helping to open third eye and different things like this. Um, uh, hold on, there should be another one. I want to get. Let me see. I really want to get the Keepers of the Light. Did we bring it? I thought we did. Let me check. Yeah. Okay. So, for any of you guys that are new, welcome. For any of you guys that are returning subscribers, you're welcome and thank you. So, there's been some crazy weather here. If anybody's in Bali, there's been some crazy weather. I feel like the storms block people from getting to me and also stop people from following me. So, shout out to Mother Nature, keeping it real, creeping it real. So, dear universe, source creators, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, archangels, galactic federation of light, and all of the higher ancient level beings that are here to help us bring forth this beautiful new earth, KNEW, and help us to get our frequency back into the 5D and bring in this new um, resonant frequency. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your protection and your presence and your guidance. Um, I had a shout out to the homie. I met a homie and it's um, super cool individual. And uh, it's all perspective, right? Like the different entities are not all angels are holy, and not all darker energies are demonic. Um, some of us are actually just here to raise the conscious level and frequency. And yeah, teachers awakening, Mary Magdalene. And you have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Okay. So for many, you guys have, so red, this is a very uh, potent and powerful color. And for some of you guys, this lily is very indicative of like a death and a rebirth, is what I'm picking up on. And it's saying, follow your inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Okay. Um, Now, when we're working with different keepers of the lights, different spirits, different deities, um, the ones that are guiding us, when we are clear and we're clean and we're open and ready and receiving, right? Or we're ready to receive, or we're open to receive, not anybody or anything, but um, just that which is going to guide us and bring us into the light, or the higher densities, um, the next level of consciousness, right? And what's interesting is I met this person and I got to see them. And many people trip out because they think that he's darker, like the more demonic or something like this, right? And the reality is this is perspective, right? Perception and projection is 9/10 of universal law. So if we see, you know, uh, people that are darker, like in Bali, we believe in something called bolang. And on a lot of the trees and a lot of the statues, you'll see black and white and gray checkered things. And as we're doing that, as we're seeing the black and white and gray checkered, what it is understanding that there is light and there is darkness, and that we understand that both exist, because we're still in a lower frequency, and we're still in a space of duality. So while we're still in this space of existence, we have to be aware of that. And as we start to tap into higher frequencies, that's when you see this, right? That the teacher begins to awaken, right? That the knowledge, that the power is coming through knowledge, right? And that's the red, the red color. And um, yeah, for a lot now, where the cloak of wisdom is coming out, but also coming off, which is very interesting. Um, Kuthumi, I guess. Kuthumi, I'm not sure if this is right or not. Cloak of wisdom. You already know the answers you seek, so trust what you know. As we begin to tap into our intuition, into our guidance, right? As we begin to be more clean and more clear and have different type of forward movement, um, or connection, we'll start to see that not everything is necessarily good or evil. You'll start to feel what people's actual intentions are. Now, I've seen a lot of people that maybe have good intentions, but you know, uh, maybe they're acting or reacting in evil ways, because who they choose, it's like birds of a feather flock together, right? Who they choose to, and how they choose to maybe hold themselves, represent themselves, or do something like this. So, Odin, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Again. So, this is something many of you guys are tapping into, which is understanding intuition, which is understanding that not all, my friend who taught me a lot about tarot. Shout out to Benjamin Change. Um, he used to tell me, everybody is a epic golden angel, right? And even the assholes, even the people that we meet that cross paths with that maybe bring us destruction or rebuilding or transformation or whatever, even disruption, right? They're still these epic golden angels. And what does that mean for us? What it means is that we all have contracts. We all had contracts before we came here. We all have contracts of when we're entering and when we're exiting, and how we're exiting, and how we learn things from different people and different places and different situations. Some of you guys may feel drawn, like specifically to go to a different location or to speak to different people, or certain people may be drawn more to different deities. Now, we have Shiva, as we get to more ancient souls and more ancient information, what we start to see is this transcendence, right? We start to see things and we start to see souls and everything like this more for what they are, and not just like the physical form or what was told that the form is, but on a different level, right? Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Now, if you guys, um, Shiva is known kind of as the destroyer, but also he spends a lot of time in meditation. He spends a lot of time tapping to call in the counterpart, right? So he can maybe finish. I think so. He can finish up the Kali Yuga, so we can step into the golden era, this next phase, and that's kind of where we're at. They want me to take one more. Krishna, devotion. So that's interesting because devotion is indicative of divine feminine, the feminine energy, right? In devotion to the all, to the divine. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Now, for some of you guys like me, look at that, was at 12:22. We're here on much much higher paths or frequencies, and we have like a bigger mission, right? And because we have this bigger or larger mission, we have different, maybe angels, deities, different people that show up. Now, I was tripping out because I did a reading last week with the angel cards, and I'm going to pull out the angel cards and show you guys. But what came out was that even these darker forces, or what we thought, or what the organized religion has created as evil or darker, even they were here to be in service, right? In service to the rise of this consciousness. Why? Because it doesn't just benefit humanity, it doesn't just benefit this planet, right? It's more of a larger cosmic galactic mission. And so this is important, right? It means what we're doing is not just here to deal with humans or people, right? Humans are just here for us to maybe learn more, right? For many people, it's like NPCs, right? They're here to hop in and hop out and use them to help maybe unlock or do different things, and bring to different places. Now, some people, different places or locations, sometimes you may feel I have to go here and you don't know why. And for me, I do this all over. I have to go look at this place, or I have to go this way, or I have to take this road. And when we stop to question, when we get out of the state of our conscious brain and into our heart space, or into our intuition, into the more of the solar plexus, it makes it much easier for us to actually be like, yeah, this is what I don't know why I'm going here, what I'm supposed to be doing, or what's going on. And what's interesting is where I was led, and as I came up to this space, I met this person, and they're just like, "Let me help you. Like your third eye is all the way open," or I said, "Not quite." I said, "Let me help you. Let me help you to open it." And as we're doing this thing, I can really feel and see all these different colors and all this stuff, and it was literally like It was like if you've ever had like, gotten stuff in your eye or your eye is sticky and you're like trying to open it, but it's kind of like stuck closed or something like this. This is what I was seeing or feeling from the third eye. It was like I was seeing, like, I could feel the colors and see a lot of them, but actually it was like it was trying to open, but there was like gunk, right? Still there. So, the interesting thing is, I was like, where are you going? I don't know, but if you stop bothering me, then I'm sure I'll be guided to where I'm meant to go. And this is kind of this is where communication, Mercury comes into play. Um, and then ascension, Serapis Bay, right? We ascend when we begin to communicate. Look at this, Joan of Arc, our voice of truth. And sometimes our voice of truth is not our mind, it's our consciousness, it's our guidance, right? Sometimes we're being guided by higher forces. Now, if we're consistently let's say maybe drinking or partying, or we eat a lot of meat, especially red meat. If we're doing a lot of these things, then it's a little bit harder to tap the higher levels of consciousness or frequency. That's why I eat mostly a plant-based. Nobody's perfect. I also do intuitive eating. So it's about eating things that not just what you're craving, but what you feel drawn to. And this changes everything. So Mercury, open communication, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. So, for many of you guys, there may be something that you need to say. There may be somebody that needs to say or share something to you. Now, I realize even though I communicate a lot with spirits and deities and all of this, sometimes I need to actually speak to humans, right? I don't need to, but it helps, right, to actually communicate with people that understand you on another level where most maybe couldn't. Um, So, Serapis Bay Ascension, move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is there. So, when you understand that we are containing not just one, but both, right? Masculine and feminine, dark and light, it's like the yin and yang, right? It's a balance, and you can't just eradicate all of the bad things or all of the trauma or all of the shadows or all of the demons. You can't. You have to learn how to dance with your demons, right? That's why I want to create this course called Shadow Dancing. I mean, I already worked on it, but then I had to move and do all this other stuff. So if it's something you guys are interested in taking, then comment in the comments down below and I can create, I don't know, maybe some type of mailing list or another group on Telegram where we can have people that are ready to work with higher levels, higher frequencies, and you guys can kind of connect on a more global um, sense. So, rise above the darkness, the light is here. So, the light is really only actually shining through the darkness, right? If the sun is all the way out, if you're in a room filled with light and you light a lighter or you light a candle, you're not going to see it. It's going to be not noticeable. But where light, as the light comes here, where the light is really intense and where it's really reflecting and where it's really shining is in darkness, right? And so that's sometimes where you find it, right? Like as you stop to fear and start to trust, you find that there's more. This Joan of Arc, the voice of truth, stand strong, focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. So, for many of us, we are beginning to stand up, and for many people that have been in solidarity with me and just the collective, fuck yeah, thank you. Because speaking our voice of truth and understanding what our purpose is, that our purpose is here to, to hit the next level, to ascend, that it's not for everybody, right? And that's okay, right? There's a lot of people that came here to choose to be these NPCs or to choose to stay in the third density or in lower realms, and that is their mission, right? They're going to be here for a while, or there in the lower frequencies or densities, and that is their purpose or their choice. Now, for many of us, there's this other space where we know that we have this purpose, this higher purpose, and this higher calling, and we just can't be shut up, right? We have to speak the truth. We have to speak, and that's where this Joan of Arc, this voice of truth, they want me to read about Joan of Arc. Okay. That's where the voice of truth comes into play. So, let's look. And this deck is the Keepers of the Light. If you guys are interested, this is a dope deck. I really love it. I had an interesting story about bringing my boat to this specific harbor and walking up, and it was led to this little shop, this little crystal shop, and I wasn't sure what I was supposed to get there, but I wanted to get a new tarot deck because at that time I was given this the Rider-Waite tarot, right? This brand new Rider-Waite tarot by this dude. He went by Gypsy, whatever. But he had a shop out on Catalina Island, and he stole some of my very beautiful designs, by the way, and so did many other people on that island. So I want to give a shout out because people from the island, from Catalina, keep sending me love, and I want to give a shout out to all you guys. I love you guys. The reality of the situation is JJ at the Harbor Department was terrorizing me and harassing me. Many other people were not having it. And me, most of all, was not having it. But there was a lot of amazing people that were there. One of my favorite people was Will Richards. And, they ran him off. They took his golf cart. They did all this fucked up shit. And, I even saw someone try to create this profile as if they were him, and, of course, I thought it was him, so I accepted. But then I saw all the people that he was following, and I saw that he was following this girl, Mallory. She fucking stole so much stuff, including the cat, my cat skull that's in my Instagrams. I listed them below. Um, and, she would take shit and then just bold face straight fucking lie. She was taking tiles and she was doing all this shit. And why the fuck she's allowed back on that island? She should not be. She should be the fuck off of that island, number one. Number two, Portia. Okay, this fucking bitch. Also, okay, and they were never friends. Will did not like them. Did not like them. Okay, he was not about them. They were not. He would let Mallory come up and work in the space sometimes, but he would always have to watch her because she was always stealing stuff, and he would always like try to check her bags and stuff, and she would just stash it and go back up and get it later. Like it was super fucking weird. So, anyways, shout out to Catalina, but Catalina was also, I called Avalon Babylon. So if this is my voice of truth, this is why Catalina wants me to speak out and say what's up. Like, there was good people. Um, Eric the mayor, what's up? Uh, thanks for checking in on me. Happy birthday, bro. And also, like, there was cool people out there, a lot of cool pirates, and Gary, I helped him to get the boat to sail the boat. Well, supposed to sail the boat over to Catalina, and it was just too much. People just dragging ass and doing too much. And shout out to Alfie and shout out to Miss Mona. Now I know Mona was having a hard time. That's why she liked me to work for her, because her son was trying to push her out, taking money from the business, wanted to run it with the other lady, this other blonde lady that was there. There's two other blonde ladies that were there, and they were just raping and pillaging. Even though I'm the pirate, they were definitely the pirates. Um, but yeah, there was good people, and shout out Shout out to Caleb and the boatyard and fucking Uncle Frankie, Yeah, some people fucking party and they do weird shit, but tell me artists or musicians, how many artists or musicians that that didn't like to get a little drunk or get a little whatever to create things, that it's just natural because there's so much bullshit going on in the third density that it's how sometimes we tap higher densities, how we get to these higher frequencies and get off of the lower fear frequency and into these higher states. So, anyways, for some reason, you guys want me to share that. But yeah, they harassed, they pushed off artists, and you know, the people that weren't actually artists were getting, you know, getting the whatever because they looked better or they whatever. And fuck the bullshit. Fuck the bullshit. Stop acting like you own shit, like you get shit because you don't. Okay? Wrigley left that island to the conservatory and doing a shit job of conserving, even with the desalinization plants. I hope you guys are getting fucking water over there, and I hope the desal is fucking working, because that was bullshit. One hundo bullshit. Um, Now Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. Forget my ADHD. It just is what it is. Welcome to my show. You don't like it, create your own and do what you want. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear and persecution, and speak your truth. Okay, so that's what I had to say. You know, I was always the one out there speaking up for people, speaking up for the little guys, speaking up for the pirates, speaking up for all these people. I saw also Johnny, you know, out there kind of checking in on my shit. You know, it was cool. We made some cool music together. We would go and sing in the where Will took me to the casino. There's like these arches over there, and they make great echoing for voice. So sing, sing your little hearts out if that's what you need to be doing. Joan of Arc was a medieval French peasant girl who was reported to have been visited by Archangel Michael and other saints who gave her information on how she could help Charles VII save France from English domination. She was only a teenager when she went into battle for her country and won a huge victory. She was, however, later captured and burned at the stake. These days, she is supremely loving guide to all of those who want to stand up against the odds. She also helps many light workers overcome their fear and persecution. So, for any of you guys that are out there that are light workers that are like, well, I don't know if I can speak my truth or I'm afraid or whatever, you can call on Joan of Arc, just like I say, universe, source, creator, spirit guides, archangels, whatever. Call on Joan of Arc, you know, help me my voice of truth. Um, Now, what's interesting is the astrology right now. You know, this is why people ask me, why are you coming to America? And I'm like, the astrology right now is the same as the the Revolutionary Wars, the French and American Revolutionary Wars. So, um, if you're asking me why I don't want to be there, because I have a neurological condition that I need to manage my stress, and that's why I choose to be on this type of island and where there's a lot less stress and we move a lot slower and we don't nag and we don't hurt and we don't do weird shit. We don't pick on people, especially artists. This is an island full of artists. You are being encouraged to stand strong. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on the mission you feel called to fulfill. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as if you're on the battlefield, but this conflict will come to an end. Okay? As soon as you stop defending yourself, you are not here to prove yourself to others. Instead, approve of yourself. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is thanking you for being the honest soul that you are. Thank you for the love, you guys. I can't really see what you guys are writing on here, but I can see that. Um, I can see that you guys are putting hearts. So this is a big thing, right? And as much as people would always tell me, "Oh, you're crazy," and "Oh, you're this," and "Oh, you're that," I can be whatever you say I am, right? Whatever you think I am is what you are, actually. So when we stop and we take a look at ourselves instead of pointing the finger, we can see what do I feel weird about from this person or this situation. Now, people say, well, what does this person teach you? No, no, no. For me, I'm a very ancient soul. Okay, that's not saying that I don't have more to learn. Of course, I'm still here. I have a mission and I'm consistently learning, right? That's what we do. We're always learning. The situation or the story at hand here is, you know, just figure out what it is within other people that you see or that you haven't seen within yourself, and make sure that you're becoming aware and acknowledging that. Um, yeah, the Three of Clubs. Okay. This is about we're waiting. We're waiting for our ships to come in. We're waiting for some of this. That's great. Great, guys. Are you guys sending me a boat? Let's go. Ooh, let's go. I love that. Um, you know, I was telling some fun stories about the boatyard and all this stuff last night. Super fun. Um, about how they bet me that I couldn't get this 40 horsepower to start after it went in the ocean not once but twice. And oh, I did it. Not once but twice. I did it. So the Seven of Hearts, the Seven of Cups. Now, there is always a lot of options that are being given to us, right? When we're waiting for our ships to come in, there may be multiple ships. Hey, Seven. That's what I saw before down in Uluwatu. When I first saw the galactic family and everything coming in. So I was like, I want 7 ships. And I actually did see 7 boats in the water. Now, what this is really about is not just options, but opportunity, right? Options, options. So for some of us, we have these options and we have this ability, okay? Jeremiah, the herald of judgment, okay? For some of you guys, judgment is coming. Already come. Already done come. Now, what they told me is, what is this? I'm hearing this Rage Against the Machine song. Now testify. So, this is a real thing, right? So for any of you guys that are actually wondering, yeah, I'm ready to fucking testify against all of these people, against everybody, against immigration here, the people that attempted murder, assassination, everybody. The Orange County sheriffs for fucking beaching my boat, everybody for illegally recording, filming, documenting me, you know, not fucking paying me for tapping my devices, for everything. Yes, absolutely. I am 100% gonna sue the fuck out of you all, press charges, and I hope y'all go to prison. You get what you deserve. Get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. You get what you deserve. Yeah. What's that saying? They're telling me the sowing of the seeds, right? Like some things need to be sown, and it's like what is it? I don't know. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Now, as an angel of death, as a lot of scorpionic energy, as death, right? Number 13, which is also the goddess energy, it's the regeneration. It's the death and rebirth. Now, I can be the angel of death if your intentions were to hurt or to take from a chosen one, then hey. But if your intentions were on another level, then it can be on another level, right? You can be having this transformative rebirth. Now, we have the 8, okay? Now, the 8 of Hearts or the 8 of Cups is about, it's more about understanding, like, sometimes there's things we have to walk away from. Now, what I get a lot of is people telling me, oh, well, you know, I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to dwell in the past. I want to move forward to the future, right? And as we're moving forward to the future, yes, but I'll tell you, every narcissistic fucking cunt is like, don't live in the past. Yeah, don't live in the past because you got off. Your ass got off. But guess what? Karma, okay? Karma is a witch, bitch. So karma will come right back around and bite you in the ass. Now, it may not be the same day, the same hour, the same week. It may not even be the same lifetime. Now, I know I had a lot of fucked up shit happen to me this lifetime because I've been a spiritual assassin in many lifetimes. I've done some crazy things. You know, I've been a revolutionary and a leader and all these different things. And I know because of that, yeah, okay, there's some karma, especially from my family, ancestral, and all this stuff that I also had to repay back, right? And so I understand that, but I also understand that there's a lot of people trying to tap my energy and give me their shit karma because I could transmute it. Now, that ain't happening no more. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, bitch. That ain't happening anymore. So with the Eight of Cups, sometimes we have to learn what is worth our time and what we have to walk away from. Now, what I realize is I've walked away from so much stuff now. People are like, what have you accomplished, bitch? I accomplish more in every few years than most people can even dream of for their entire lifetime. So fuck you. You're what, reproducing what? T-shirt, like you're reproducing shit. You stole someone else's shit and you're reproducing it, or you're having someone else create it for you, or y'all want to talk shit because what did I do? Bro, I created 80 to 100 different pieces of sustainable clothing and lines, and I ain't fucking walking away from that shit. You ain't sinking my boat. You ain't doing that shit. And even if you are, the captain goes down with the ship. Yo ho, yo ho. I don't want to deal with you hoes. But the judgment day is upon us. So let's actually read this. They want me to read what this is. Thank you for all the love. I love it. I love to see all the little loves. You guys know I love the hearts. You know I love your mama. Mine ain't that nice, but yours is. So anyways, Jeremiah, this is the angel of judgment, herald of judgment. So let's go over here. Dun, 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 dun. Herald of judgment. Oh, no, this is 20, right? Da, 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 da. Temperance. No, yeah, wait. Sorry, give me a second, guys. Bear with me here. 20, yeah, 20. 2020, 2020, hindsight. Sometimes we have to step back and look at some shit and be like, actually, I see the pattern recognition. And all the times you guys hit me in the head thinking it's just whatever, then, well, that is whatever. And I was like, whatever, whatever. So, Jeremiah, the Herald of Judgment. Okay, this is a really dope set of cards. The Angel's Tarot. And what this actually taps is different religions, including Kabbalistic, alchemical, and Christian. Okay, so I'm doing this for all the people that are thinking, oh, well, you're out there working with people that work with demonic forces or tap with Satan or all this other shit, bro. They're on the team. They're on the team to help rise the level of consciousness. And sometimes we have to bring in. Sometimes it takes a monster to kill a monster, right? Sometimes it takes something crazier and darker to eliminate something crazier and darker, and that's what's happening. Okay. The name Jeremiah means mercy of God. How about that? Or whom God sets up. You're like, y'all got set up by God to see what type of person you were, what type of being you were. Shit, I swear to God. I swear to God, look, you guys can see it yourself. What is it? Who God sets up. Imagine it was a divine setup. Early lists the 7 original archangels, including Jeremiah. His particular duty is as Lord of Souls, awaiting resurrection. He leads the souls of the dead to last judgment, where Michael weighs them against the truth. Here, Jeremiah sounds the trumpet that summons the souls of the dead from their grave. Like I told you guys, I have the army of the undead. And the underworld and the overworlds and the angels and the archangels and the deities and the ascended masters and everybody galactic federation of love light on the team, my team. So we on. So if you're part of my collective, that we on the same team. Now if you out here hating, they're gonna be perpetrating. So spread them. Spread those cheeky cheeks. Judgment is a time of reckoning. and resurrection, Jeremiah signals that it is time for you to assess and review. You must learn to let go of grudges or grievances and to right any wrongs possible. So now, don't let the past haunt you and cause trouble either now or in the future. Thus, you will be healed and renewed in spirit. So, part of this is saying, yes, don't let the past, and every time I have to say, you know what? I'm just going to be the bigger person. I'm going to walk away. But to be honest, I'm smaller than all these fat ass motherfuckers. So, let's talk about who the bigger person needs to be. It needs to be the fat ass motherfucker sitting in the chair calling out the judgment. So, am I holding grudges? No, 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 no. I'm just here to bring the light. I'm just a messenger. Okay, I'm just a conduit. I'm here to bring the right, to bring the right, to bring the light, to right the wrongs. Okay, that is what the judgment, that is what the reckoning is about. Okay, that is how we come into this divine union. Now, whether this is a physical twin flame divine union or this is just a union of humanity, of masculine and feminine, saying, you know what, we're not going to serve like this patriarchal bullshit and all this, we're not going to deal with this anymore because we want to come into this union. And the union is this higher level of intelligence, this higher level of connectivity. Okay, let's see. Don't have long because the device is going to die. Live and direct. Reckoning. This is funny that I made the live and direct, but that's what's going to happen, right? Yeah, the balance. Look at this, the Two of Pentacles, right? How's going to happen? It's the reckoning, okay? You guys, if you're doing right, you're going to get recognized, but you're also going to get recognized if you've been doing wrong. They're going to be recognized. They're going to see that shit and say, bitch. Snip, snip. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so for those that have done their work, for those that have learned and keep learning and keep doing their work, and want to share the knowledge, want to learn the knowledge, want to grow, that is where the abundance comes in, right? The abundance doesn't come without doing the work. So for all the people trying to come in slippery, slimy, like a fucking slippery ass slope fish sliding, sliming around, time to take you down a notch. Because that shit don't go. That shit don't fly. You can't fuck with those that are divinely guided, and that's part of it. It's the chosen ones and divinely guided. And that's what this person told me. He's like, I understand I did some bad things. I understand where I'm at. I understand that I work with these different things, but you're a chosen one, and I'm a chosen one, and we're here. We have this job to do. And right, I have to do muscle tests. I have to check myself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because these nuts in your mouth might be bad for your health. So call me nuts, but Coco Loco, you're gonna chokehold. So, anyways, the point is when we understand that our mission, some of us are very ancient souls, and some of us, maybe we can't be proud of everything that we've done, but it was part of our mission. It was part of what we had to do at some point in time. Do we want to hurt other people or do anything? No, it's not what we want. But if other people choose the free will or the free agency, right? If that's what they choose, if they choose to go slow and have a good time and stop to smell the fucking flowers and taste all of the things instead of do their work, you know, instead of rushing in like a knight like they should to sort things out, then that's what's going to happen, and that as the captain, I'm the one that makes it happen, right? Yeah, and for some of you guys that didn't do the work, now for some of us, we've been this wounded warrior, like we've been out here, this light warriors, we've been out here doing the work, the wands. And some of us are good angels and some of us are not. But some of the different entities that are coming from the underworld are actually more angelic because they're actually out here to help. Look at that at 44, 44. To help people like me, to help beings like us on this higher level, on this higher frequency, because they're ready to be the fuck out of the third density. They're ready to step into the next phase, you know? They don't want to be in the same place. They don't want to be doing that anymore. They say, you know, we're ready. We're ready for consciousness. We're ready to come back into this space. And that's the reality, right? Is it's not just about, as I've been channeling, like we're coming back to the time of Atlantis. And I don't just think it's just Atlantis rising from the ocean, it's that level of consciousness, which is fifth to ninth densities. It's much higher level of consciousness where telepathy and everything else exists. So it's like when I see this person, like, yeah, I hear that he's maybe been my, uh, we haven't been friends in other lifetimes. You know, we've gone against each other in other lifetimes. But in this incarnation, like we're here and we're on the same fucking mission on the same team. So we're not now battling against each other. And so we can see this. We can see where the good and the different thing because you can kind of telepathically tap like, huh, okay, does this person actually mean me harm? No, no. Does this being? Because I saw, you know, and it's funny because when I saw this crazy draconian image and the color and all of it, I was like, huh, it made me giggle because it's like, oh, funny, funny that you're here to help me now because there's been many times where we, you know, and he said straight out, he's like, he was like, you know, that we were not friends in many other lifetimes. And it was like, but are you here to be my enemy in this lifetime? No, we're here to do the same thing. We're on the same conscious, rising the consciousness. We're on the same mission, right? And so that's what it breaks down to is understanding that and understanding your purpose and your path and your mission and not denying it. You know, some people were different spirits, you know, some people were vampires, some people were this or that, but it's like, what are you choosing to do? Once you awaken, we're in the new era, KNEW, it's about remembrance. It's about what we already knew, what we've known that we're bringing back to the surface to remembrance and we're sharing. So you have to be, if you want to do the work, then you have to be okay with whatever positions that you played and understand that some people are here on a light prism sentence and they are here to refract the light. They are here to, you know, maybe bring in some of the shadows to help awaken the people to their light. And that is why my friends, you know, talk about everybody being a different type of epic golden angel. We're all angels. We're all, and if we're on this earth plane, we are to some extent fallen angels, right? Because we came to come to a lower frequency, 3D. Your heel is because it's touching the physical earth, hell, where it's different levels of this planet. There's different levels of heaven. There's different levels of consciousness. And so as you start to study and research more, then you understand. You understand. But what I understand is there's been different people, and I saw them coming and offering, and you know, I thought, oh, wow, this is so good. It's like almost too good to be true. And then when I see this person, it's like they're trying to understand if I'm in fear. But telepathically and energetically, I'm like, the person, like feeling, I'm not feeling discontent. And that's why when I saw the true form, I laughed because like, you're the one that they sent to help me. And I even showed him, look at this. And now, Angel Star of Love. I was showing them that I did this reading and I found in this card, in this deck, I'll read about it now. But in this deck, I saw that Satan, right, who's just the angel of darkness, the same as like Lilith and stuff like this. It was like he was vowing, you know, like this is me, right? The angel of death, right? The Grim Reaper. But he was vowing to protect or to serve, just like Rachiel is the lightning of God. He's the one that has to take it down, that creates the Tower of Babel, right? And what we were talking about last night is that we are all speaking the same language before, which was telepathy before the Tower of Babel and all that, before all this shit came in and before they said, now you're going to be whatever, you know, this was actual information, right? Telepathy. So we can't be going against people and lying and cheating and stealing. It's like we have to actually tap in and see, okay, this is light, this is dark, but this person, what they're doing. And so this is what I saw, right? Is that this angel of darkness, right? Because he was initially the brother, not the demon. This is how patriarchy demonized him. But this, again, see how he's honoring, vowing with all of his heart to serve the higher, greater good. And if that means that his role is this and this role is that, it's how it becomes the catalyst. So Anel, let's read about Anel before I close off here. The Star of Love. Now this is um Aquarian energy, I believe. Anel rules the planet Venus, the morning and evening star, named after the classical goddess of love. Hence, Anel has dominion over human sexuality and love. Here, Anel is given a feminine persona. She symbolizes celestial love and higher vibration of the amorous love represented by Thiel, Cupid, who is her son and is but one aspect of her. The wisdom is coming, the intelligence is coming from womb. Okay. An analogy, Anel, a masculine persona, is also one of the seven angels of creation, is chief of principalities and rules Friday. He governs the second heaven. Okay, I have to finish real quick. He governs the second heaven, where he is chiefly concerned with the prayers that rise up from the first heaven. He also controls kingdoms on earth and governs the moon. Anel is a variation of Anaphiel, who is Kabbalistic lore, is the keeper of the keys of the heavenly halls, and is prince of the water, which is also associated with the star card of the traditional tarot. Anel raises our consciousness closer to unconditional love. In this blessed state, we enjoy greater harmony and balance. If there has been turbulence in your life, Anel heralds the calm after the storm. You are being nurtured by loving maternal energy. So you guys can tap Anel when you need to feel closer to motherly energy. Anyways, guys, I have to go so I can upload this because the device is going to die, but we'll check in again later. Infinite blessings, love, and light. If you want to support the channel or you want to do something, the first thing you have to do is actually message not in the chat because I can't read them and they're blocked on the thing, on the chat first before you send an email, and all of my readings and channelings are done live and direct. I don't do pre-recording, so whoever's been pre-recording and whoever's been trying to say that they're me and giving readings with me, I have not. I only give readings live and through my Telegram app, and you will see me directly, I and I. Okay. As always, infinite blessings, love, and light. And for all the people that are out there doing the work, keep going. You got this. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. And as always, I send you lots of love and blessings. Stay tapped into the higher frequencies and always in the space of love and light. Keep shining. Ciao for meow. Zoe out.